Everybody over at the Dynamo, all smiles. Franchise icon Brian Ching back home in Dynamo orange. The guy's the face of this franchise, having been its most popular player since the Dynamo moved here from San Jose back in 2006. Team left him on the unprotected list for this year's expansion draft, thinking nobody would take him since he was so closely identified here, and he is 33 years old. But much to his chagrin and the Dynamo's, Montreal took him, and today the Dynamo finalized a deal to bring him back here. His contract had to be restructured to fit under the cap. What was very important to him was to be here for the opening of the new stadium May 12th.
I really came back this year to be a part of that. The opening of the stadium. It's something that from day one in the league, I've never been a part of a team or a franchise that had their own stadium. I've always wanted to experience what that was going to be like. It was a little bit emotional last night reading a lot of the quotes from Dynamo fans. Just to welcome me back. It's such a good feeling to experience something like that.
The Dynamo found a way to bring their captain back to the franchise, completing a deal with the Montreal Impact that brought Brian Ching back to Houston. In fact, he was already back on the practice field with the Dynamo this morning. MLS approved the deal and had the Dynamo sending Montreal a 2013 second-round draft pick that could be upgraded to a first. The Dynamo worked out a new contract with Ching that fit within their salary cap needs. Brian agreed to take a pay cut.
I know how old I am, and I've been around the league enough to know my value, and I have no problem with that. Like I said, I just want this team to be successful, and I'll do what it takes. And if that means less money, then that means less money.
Hi again, Brian Ching is a Dynamo once again. MLS office rubber stamped the trade this morning. Ching was on the practice field shortly afterwards. Ching back in the orange Dynamo colors this morning. He's handled this entire trade process with class from day one. His heart's always been here in Houston, especially with a new stadium about to open.
I've never been a part of a team or a franchise that had their own stadium. I've always wanted to experience what that was going to be like. And I'm just happy that things were able to work out, and I have that opportunity here on May 12th.
As we told you last night, the Dynamo completed its trade with Montreal to bring Brian Ching back to Houston, and this morning the forward was on the practice field with his old teammates.
I definitely feel at home. This is where I always wanted to be. This is where I want to retire. Coming back in the locker room, in all honesty, really didn't feel like I was away at all. The guys welcomed me, and putting the orange number 25 back on has been fantastic.